Thank you for clicking in to explore the far-reaching impacts of the choices we make, one conversation at a time. This is the Ripple Effect. Hey, Jake. Today we have a gentleman, older gentleman. We're going to go ahead and we can call him. I've talked to him already, and he's already discussed it with me. We're going to refer to him as Tariq. That's his first name. His last name's a little bit harder. We'll ask him to go ahead and present that for us. I'm pretty sure he'll do a better job than I do. So he's a pretty interesting story. He comes from Pakistan. I don't think too many people that may see this video are very much aware of Pakistan or what might be going on there. So it'll give us a insight to something in that country, how he grew up there and so forth, and how he transitioned into coming to America in his life here, and how those two compare. So looking forward to talking to him and getting into his story and seeing how that goes. So I hope you'll join me in that, and I hope that, we'll have a great conversation with Brother Tariq or Mr. Tariq as we go on here.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Tariq, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Always good, always good.
Okay.
All right, so you have an interesting story. You're originally born in Pakistan, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where in Pakistan exactly?
Lahore.
And that's on the east, right?
East,
near
right.
India?
Right.
A lot of people might not understand it. Pakistan's bordered by like India.
30 miles from Indian border.
Okay. So yeah, it's people might know Pakistan because it's bordered by Afghanistan, Iran, and India. Is it bordered with anywhere else too? I think China too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So you were born in what year, maybe, if you don't mind?
1948.
1948. Ah, awesome. It's good to have you around. I think a lot of us would be happy to be around that long. Has it been a good life?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah, every life has challenges, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would just like to ask if you would just go ahead and tell us a little bit about your early time in Pakistan. So people that are not from there might get an understanding of how things work and what might be different from here in America to Pakistan. So if you could just give us a little story about where you were born, how that city works, and maybe school, a couple of little things like that. We'll start with so you were born in Lahore?
Lahore.
Lahore. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that city?
Well, at that time, that city was the capital.
Okay.
And after become Islamabad. But growing up, yes, I always was a sportsman. Never worried about to work because my father was a doctor.
Oh, okay. So you came from a well-off family.
Yes.
And you played sport. What sport did you play?
I play hockey.
Hockey?
Uh-huh.
In Pakistan?
Like ice hockey?
No.
Oh, okay.
Field hockey.
Okay.
Oh, is that like lacrosse? So what we call lacrosse, or is it different?
We run with the ball.
Okay, so maybe similar to lacrosse. I think we have it's where you got a little net thing that you hold the ball and run with it.
Yeah, we don't hold the ball. Ball gonna be on the ground. You have to run with the ball.
So
it's a curved stick and the ball is on the ground.
Right.
Okay, field hockey. I've seen that before.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, so that was your go-to sport then, field hockey.
Yes.
You loved it?
Yeah, I love it. I still have marks on my legs.
Loved it so much you kept it with you, huh? Okay. That's good.
Any siblings?
Well, I have one brother and 3 sisters.
Okay. How old are they? Are you the oldest or?
One sister is 2 years older than me.
Okay. Still alive? Still doing
Yes,
well?
I speak to her today.
Nice.
And the other one is 5 years younger than me. The one passed away.
Oh, sorry for your loss.
Any of them in the U.S.?
The younger sister is in the U.S. and I have a younger brother. He's also in the U.S.
Okay,
But
so the older sister.
yeah, she's settled there, so she want to stay there.
Did they follow you? Did they come to the U.S. after you came here?
After me, my mother came, my younger sister and younger brother.
Okay, so you were the first.
I'm the first.
You set the trend.
Yes.
Okay. So you grew up in Pakistan. You liked field hockey. How about the food there? Is it good? Do you like it?
Food is good. Yes, I love the food. Fresh, so that's the main thing.
And prices are pretty decent?
Yeah, that time was very decent.
Very decent, okay. Go ahead.
No, I just thinking if what type of schooling did you go to when you were there? I know the school system's a little different. Is there primary school, then high school, then college like we have here?
No, I have a school from the 1st grade to the 10th grade, the same school. It was a co-education. One boy, one girl sits on the desk. That's what they were teaching us, how to respect the woman, like that. Yes, it was good, but it was embarrassing too. If I didn't do my homework, they make me stand on the same bench.
Oh, okay.
So the girls are watching.
So the peer pressure is pretty good there, huh? Yeah. So how'd you do in school? Were you really
I did good in school. I finished my education after my bachelor.
Okay, bachelor's in what?
In chemistry.
Chemistry.
Yes.
Did you ever think about following your father or mother into the medical industry?
I couldn't. My father passed away early and I couldn't afford it. Then I have a responsibility of my sisters and brother after the death of my father. So, so that's why, that's the reason I left the country. Number one, my father is no more and I didn't like it. A lot of things going on. So I came to the United States and started supporting them.
You said a lot of things were going on. A lot of things like what exactly?
Well, when we have lands, there is a lot of relatives who were claiming those lands. I have no proofs. My father never gave me any papers or anything. So we lost the lands, but have a couple of them which I sold it and spent that money on my sister's marriages.
Okay. Your older sister?
Yeah, my older sister and my younger sister.
Oh, they both got married?
Yeah, they are married. Yes, they have children.
While in Pakistan?
No, the younger married here.
Okay.
The older married in Pakistan.
Okay. Good.
And she was pretty well settled because my brother-in-law was the Vice Air Marshal of the Air Forces.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they don't want to come. But they come almost every year.
Okay, they come visit?
Yeah, visit.
Was it hard leaving Pakistan?
Yeah, it is hard because I was leaving my younger sister and brother and my mother behind. And I remember them for the first 5 years always, it was hard for me. I worked 2 jobs and I think that was the hardest time. I find the job. I came to Michigan and I find the job in the Ford Motor Company. And in those days, they told me that not all American even find the job in this company. So I have no car and no money. I used to walk 15 miles one way to get to my work. 30 miles a day, 3 hours to walk there, 3 hours to walk back. And then I work about 8 to 10 hours a day. And in the beginning, the first 3 months, I walked. There was a winter, and I used to walk 2 a.m. in the morning to work. But my job started at 6 a.m. So it takes me a lot of hours to walk. And there is no rides,
Yeah.
because nobody's going to stop 2 a.m. in the morning. I met every drunk on the road. They are coming out from the bars and are walking to work. So that happens 3 months in a row. Then I bought the old car, which saves me.
Did you have a car in Pakistan?
Yes. The car was Vauxhall Victor. It was a British car.
Oh, okay.
My father bought it, when he was here, and I was driving when I was 13 years old. My legs even don't reach to the brakes.
Is that normal in Pakistan?
No, because at that time, not everybody have a car.
Oh, so they're not really...
So in that neighborhood, we only 2 families have a car. One is ours, one is another family. So, but I love dealing with the poor children. First thing in the morning when I get up, I give them the ride. They are waiting for that.
Oh,
because they don't have a car.
Right.
So I get them inside, neighborhood children, go around and come back. And then all day they protect my car.
That's a good deal.
That's a good. Very good.
I'm curious why Michigan? How did you find your way there first?
The Michigan, I had a friend of mine who's in my neighborhood and a good friend of mine. He came before me. So I know that I will have a help from him. When I reached there, he helped me a lot. God bless his soul. He's not anymore here, but he helped me to get me on my feet. You know.
Was it the Ford Motor Company in Detroit?
In Detroit, yes.
Okay, but how did you get from Pakistan to America? How was the process like?
Okay, the process is I came to the Greece first.
Okay.
Came by road. That was also a deal. From Pakistan, I traveled to Iran. Okay, in those days the visa was very hard to get it. So I have a class fellow girl who was a PA to the Qatar ambassadors. He was my class fellow. She got me the transit visa to get out from the Iran because they wasn't giving visas to nobody. So fine, I went to Turkey in Istanbul. I find a friends from my neighborhoods who were doing, they're charging money to the people and taking them to Greece. So Greece was open in those days. You have jobs to go to the ship or you work in the land, whichever is your choice. So they told me to drive their van to Greece and they won't charge me anything. So I drive their van. That was the deal. So we were about 6 people in that van and I came to Greece and they told me to leave it such and such place and I left the van there and that was done.
So this sounds like a process that took quite a bit of time though.
Yes.
This is not something you just took and got in your vehicle and went all the way across.
No.
So we're talking months or years to get to this point?
Our months.
Months?
To get to that. And then I went to the ship, Onassis Shipping Company.
And you were how old during this time?
Okay, 25 years old I was when I left, so you can add another year or so in it.
Okay, so it's still relatively young, but, full of energy and so forth. So.
Yes.
And why America, though?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. If you had an opportunity to be in Greece, whether you can work the lands or work the ships, why wouldn't you want to stay a little closer to home?
You can never become legal there. And the immigration, at that time when they catch you, they beat you up. So I seen a lot of guys get beat up, So I decided to go in the ship because that was international. So they can't touch you there, So I decided I choose the ship. It was very hard. I never was in the ship or work as a seaman, but I work as a deck boy. And it was the first ship was very small. It's like 2.5 ton. And you steer manually, So a lot of time when the Atlantic Ocean is rising, the steering is not easy to hold. It was manual. For after I get the experience and I went to a big ship, that ship was 150,000 ton. That was like a neighborhood. So it also carried the load of 150,000 ton. So it was a pretty much 300,000 ton ship. And we go trip from Holland to Sydney, Australia, 31 days.
It's a cargo ship.
Cargo ship. And it was a hard work. Become a sailor, steering the ship. But that ship was easy because it's all electronics. So, but the work was hard labor.
So you're a helmsman. They call a helmsman, someone that steers the ship and so forth. Okay, how long did you do that for?
I did for 5 years.
So for 5 years you were a seaman. That's a
seaman.
That's a pretty tough job. Okay. And how did you get into that exactly? Just because they offered that to you and you just took it?
In those days they need the labor.
Okay.
And we just have a certificate made from the Pakistan Shipping Company, but it's actually not a shipping company certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was made how I explain you, the agents, they used to sell, Nabil will know, they used to sell a Tibet snow cream, and the cover of the Tibet snow they put upside down as a stamp so nobody can read what it is.
Oh, okay.
So they give you the certificate to go to the ship. So but whatever is I learned during that time, I have never even seen the ship before that.
Wow.
Was this the type of ship that you lived and worked on at the same time?
Right.
So for 5 years, that ship was your home?
The ship was, no, I left it and then I joined it again. I left the first ship and 1 month I stay on the land and then again I join a big ship and then I stay there in that. You can play ping pong inside, you can swimming inside, That was a pretty big ship.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I probably would have stayed there for 5 years.
How was-
If the food was good.
Food was international because their crew was international. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Greeks.
How was the pay?
The pay in those days was not that great. It was $200. And one time the ship went to Holland and the crew decided to complain about that because it was a Norwegian flag, but actually was a Greek ship. So they came and they put the chain on the ship and kept the ship there, and then we got about 2 years back pay. So the pay became like $500. It's supposed to be a month, but we were getting $200 a month. So they gave that money to all the sailors. And from there, after everybody leave.
Why leave?
Because my time was finished. It was happened after 5 years. And I decided to go to Michigan. So from there I left for Michigan.
And some of that, as you were working on that ship for 5 years, some of that money you were shipping back home to support your family?
Yes, I do. And some of them I keep it with me because I know one day I have to leave. So, but that's how it is. It's like couple hundred I kept it for me, 300 I send it, because food, laundry, everything was free in the ship. So everything was free. But matter of fact, they have one time, this was another ship, they carry Paris-style suits and French wine, going from Lisbon, Le Havre, Bordeaux to Portugal. And from there they bring port wine. And the sailors, I first time see that they are stealing. Never see that thing before in my life. They get a Paris-style suit, they're wearing a suit and they are painting the ship.
What the heck?
I say, I can't believe it. They don't want to use their gene, but they are doing this. But I was very afraid I didn't do. But at the end, I did it too.
And you wanted to give this up for the Ford motor plant in Detroit?
Yeah, because I actually does not like the sea, So I wanted to go and I left from there. And matter of fact, you can say that I ran away from there because they came in Norfolk, Virginia. And from Norfolk, Virginia, I worked the last day. I left my pay there. I left my passport there, everything. I wear my dangri, went out, tell them I'm going out to drink. I never returned. I took a taxi to the airport, throw my laundry in the sea, and I have a suit under wearing. And then from there, I went to Michigan.
So and you had arranged. Your friend was there. You had somewhere to stay.
Yeah, my friend he owns the house in Michigan, and that was the plan to go to him.
So what year was this that you finally arrived in America?
Okay, it was 1986. I was 29 years old.
It's
around, I would say 86, 87.
Okay.
Something around.
And you could fly without any kind of identification at that time?
Yeah, you can fly.
I mean, 76, 77.
77, 76, 77.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, because this was domestic, so they don't check that.
Oh,
You
okay.
know.
So, were you legal when you were there? When you got off?
No.
Okay.
No. Not. I wasn't legal. I was a seaman. Like I said, I left my passport and everything there. And I just fly to go see my friends. And then he helped me out. He got me the job. He used his sources, so I became legal after that.
You applied for residency and you went through the whole process.
Sponsored by the
Ford Motor Company.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I become legal. And then I came to New York. I met my wife there. And then we get married here. She's Italian. And we stay married for 40 years. And after she have 3 children from her first marriage, and I have 3 children from her too. So I deal with 6 children, 7 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren.
Were you on vacation in New York? Is that how you got there?
No, at the time of President Jimmy Carter, the Ford Motor Company and the other 3 big threes they called, I forget the name. GMC and 3 big companies and 1 steel mill. People get laid off. That time 350,000 people get laid off. And that was a disaster in Michigan. And I came to New York and I got the job as a restaurant manager, assistant manager. And I worked with them, then I became a manager. Then I met my wife here. She was working at the Kennedy Airport. She was a bilingual. She can announce in 14 languages. And she speaks Spanish, she speaks English, she speaks Italian, she speaks German, she understands French, so we like each other kind of, and we start from there.
Urdu?
She speaks Urdu very well.
Wow.
Yeah. Punjabi, matter of fact, dialect.
Oh, really?
And she's Italian?
She's Italian. She's Sicilian, basically. Yeah, but so now she passed away in the December 25th, 2023, which is 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
She passed away. So life becoming tough. So,
Mr. Tariq, to get back to, you've moved from the sea to Michigan. You had a friend there, that's why you went there, and he got you a job at Ford Motor Company. What did you do at Ford Motor Company?
okay, I start as a sewer. I mean, I never sewed a shirt in my life or anything.
So you always like to start jobs that you don't know anything about.
I wanted to get in. So when I went there, they take the test and they see the guy. One foreman helped me. He said, go to the Ford Motor Company school. So I went there 6 months to learn how to sew. So I could make the woman purse, bags, this very well. I learned so much from the school. Then after I went to give the test to the Ford Motor Company, and they hired me. So we went 31 students there to give the test. There was 30 girls and I'm the single guy.
Oh, okay.
Because in that school there was all girls.
And
so why
I'm
did
surprised you didn't meet your wife there.
That's what I'm saying. How's that work? You got 30 options right there.
I tell you.
Didn't find the right one?
There was only girlfriends.
Oh, okay. Too many options, I guess, right?
They were friends.
Okay.
Yes, so I work with them. So then I work about, I would say, God, so many years. But I had a very hard time, like I explained again. I was walking in the beginning, 3 months, and then working in the factory, So it was the hardest time of my life. And there was couple time when I didn't have the house. I remember that there was snowing, and I was walking Then I don't know where to go. I don't have a house. I had to rent the house yet. But I sleep in the ground on the bench. When I get up in the morning, I was covered with snow. And it was freezing. I know. But that time I was a very healthy man.
And this is Detroit.
When I was in Detroit, yes, I came from the ship, wrestling with those chains and this and that. So I was pretty tough guy at that time. But that's how it started, and then married here and then start the family.
So how long were you a manager of a restaurant in New York?
And I was about 2 years, I would say. Then I went to the Kennedy airport and I got a job there with my wife. She got me a job. She was a kind of a woman. She doesn't want me to go even 1 minute here or there, but she want to stay with me. So she got me a job, which was a mistake. God bless her soul. But I got a job, and now we're going to the work together. We're coming back together. Everything is together. That's the way she was. So can't go anywhere. She have to be with me. So I don't know.
Did you retire from the airline?
No, I retired here in Palm Coast. I took my retirement here. The last job I worked in New York I was a supervisor with the WellCare. That is for the children. That's a insurance they give free to the poverty people. So I used to help those people. And then after that I left that job and I came here because my 3 children, the older ones from her first marriage, they already settled here. So that's why she wanted to follow them. So I bring my children too with me. So 2 of them came with me. One doesn't want to come Florida. He just doesn't like the heat. He wants to stay in New York. He had a good job and he's staying there. I just recently met him and I came a few days ago. Sunday I came back. So
When did you leave New York? What year?
about 13 years ago. 13 years, yes.
So you went from being a manager at the restaurant to at the airport, and then you went from that to WellCare, or you had some other little things in between? What did you do at the airport exactly?
From that, I went. My last job is with the WellCare.
Okay.
Yeah, over there I used to do is called the baggage storage, Mutual of Omaha Insurance Company, dealing with the immigration. We go downstairs in the immigration. We have our own counter, foreign money exchange.
Oh, okay.
I used to deal with foreign money exchange, these kind of things.
So you always take jobs that you don't know anything about, right?
Yes.
You just like the idea of learning something new, I guess, right?
Yes, I want the job.
So never took a job that you had prior experience in, huh?
No.
It's always something new.
No,
You needed an adventure, huh?
adventure, yes.
And I missed that. He came to Palm Coast because you had her family was here?
Yeah, had 3 children.
Okay.
From her first marriage, my stepdaughters, they are here. They were here before us. So naturally the mother wants to come to join them because she got retired. So she joined them, so I came and my 2 children came with me. And one of my sons stayed in New York, and he's still in New York.
And all your kids are from her?
3 kids, yes.
The last 3 kids are from her, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So was it the right move? New York to Palm Coast, or would you rather stay in New York?
Well, New York, I have a lot of things to do. Palm Coast, I had nothing to do in the beginning. Now I get adjusted. I made few friends and things. Okay, in the beginning it was hard. And also because when I came, I was around 60-something. And I don't have the pension or anything, and I have no insurance. and I am a diabetic at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived without the medicine. I have few doctors, friends who used to help me here and there.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Jacksonville. That's how I pass my time. I can get one medicine but not the other, like that. It was a hard time,
Mm-hmm.
But then I adjusted. I become 65, took the retirement, and, it's okay.
So, given the fact that you came from Pakistan, you've gone through a lot of difficult challenges here and there. Do you think the decision to come to America was the right decision for you? That everything worked out the way it should have worked out? Or you think you could have done better if you had stayed in Pakistan?
I think I could have done better in Pakistan.
Okay.
Because of the sources of my father and those. If I use my uncles, they were at that time deputy commissioner, commissioners, they were at the good level, every one of them. So, and I was, not working, but I was still making money in a way, commission for doing things like that. So I think I won't have a hard time like what I have here, but then, and stay away from the family, and this everything. But I think I would have done better there. But now when I see the circumstances has changed in Pakistan, there is no rules and regulation, maybe I would be killed by that time, who knows? That is become so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, your neighborhood was so nice that everybody knows me. I can go to any neighbor's home without knocking the door and they will welcome me. Respect was very high.
Mm-hmm.
I seen children's, if I have spanked them, nobody come to me and say, why you did that even. That was that time, but nowadays there is no way. Now you touch somebody's child, the parents are coming with the gun.
Really? So you're saying that the cultural, traditional aspects of Pakistan have changed dramatically?
Yes.
When did that start?
Well, the first time I came, I went after 10 years, and I see the Pakistan is changed. And I couldn't even recognize the neighborhoods. It was so developed. But the second time when I went, it was totally developed, bridges and this and that. So it doesn't look the same state, And then the money, I have no idea. I worked so hard my life in the United States, 2 jobs, so many years. And I don't have that kind of money, what people have money there. From where that money came, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
They all are with the parties. Like here is Democrat, Republican, over there are God knows how many parties. And they all getting money.
So money's probably coming from outside sources, maybe?
Outside sources, yes. That's what I would say. Pakistan didn't have the money.
What are companies or governments investing in exactly? What does Pakistan offer to other countries or so forth? Do you know?
At that time, the Pakistan sent cotton outside, the cotton.
Oh, cotton.
Cotton, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they supply cotton and they supply sugar. Yeah, those kind of things was heavy.
So their main exports are sugar and cotton?
Cotton at the time. I'm talking about at least 30 years before. But after that, then they do everything. They start building ammunition, things like that. They supply to the Afghanistan, Bangladesh, small countries. They make pretty good ammunition.
When's the last time you were back?
I went about 5 years ago to see my sister, and I'm back.
How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good.
So don't hear much good coming out of Pakistan, or with hyperinflation, the economy collapsing, the political environment, the flooding.
It's very hard for the poor people. That's why the crime rate is going high, because the people can't afford. In my time, there was only one man in the family, And if he have 6, 7 children, he can afford them. He played. Now in the family, if there is 8 people, the 8 have to work to survive.
That's pretty much everywhere nowadays, though, I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
I know.
cost of everything is so high.
Yes, in America too, I see 3 times. Went over there is, how I explain, people can't even afford to eat.
Mm.
You know, they cannot eat Lenten, things like that. I'm not talking about meat. Meat is no. But very, very hard, very, very hard. Here the people on welfare and they don't appreciate the government, what they are eating, a welfare people I'm talking about. A rich person eat in Pakistan that.
Mm.
You know?
You know, it was an interesting question. You asked him whether or not he felt it was the right decision to come here. And you said maybe I would have done a little better if I would have stayed there. And it occurred to me, if you would have stayed there, you would have no one of your family would have followed you here.
Right.
Would that have been better for them not to follow you here, or would they say it was better for us to come here?
Well, my family, I think, wanted me to go out from the Pakistan. That's why I went out. At the time, I have a lot of responsibilities. But I myself don't want it to come. You know, because I see more opportunities there at the time for me. You know, whether it is a good way or a bad way. But it was an opportunity.
I think what Jake's asking is, how did your family do? The members that came here,
Your sisters.
how well off did they do?
My younger sister and my younger brother did very well.
Okay.
She have 3 houses. One is Westbury, one is Valley Stream, one is Seldom in New York, is near exit 60 something. But that house she give it to the mosque. She wrote it down to the mosque. In case of my death, this house belonged to the mosque. You know, she's a godly woman. You know, prayed day and night. And this time I went, I stayed 2 months with her. And she took care of me, didn't let me spend a single dollar, even I try my best. She said, no, don't touch, you have done enough for me in my life.
So would you guess, if you asked her the same question, whether or not she felt she would be better off in Pakistan, or the decision to come here was better, what would she say, do you think?
Decision is better to come here.
And you said you had your youngest of your family is a brother?
Brother, yeah.
Is he here?
He's here in
Would he
New
say
York.
the same thing?
He would say the same thing.
So other than you, everyone agrees this was the best option.
Because I was the one who got the hard time.
You're the other one sleeping in the park on the bench.
Yeah, they were getting the dollars. They don't know from how they're coming.
Did they, when they got here, did they get into some sort of vocational school that helped them?
No, none of them go to the school. They were here, they learned talking to the people, and they survive by themselves, have their jobs, you know. Like my sister didn't know in the beginning, she did the nanny job,
Mm-hmm.
you know, things like that. And now she works so hard in America that she's a construction worker herself.
Really?
Yeah.
Construction worker?
Yeah, she can do anything. Her son is an engineer. He can build the house from scratch. I went this time, I see his house. He bought a hoarder house or something, and he put it down and then built the house, you know.
He's an engineer or architect?
He's an engineer, basically.
Oh, okay.
But he built that house so beautiful. I mean, he took work from the labor, but he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He built that house, and she helped him all the way. He kept her. She's taking care of the Westbury house, this house, that house.
Is she a construction worker, or does she have a construction company?
No, she doesn't have a company,
Okay.
but she can do the construction work herself.
Oh, then maybe she's a contractor.
Yes.
The person that does
She's
the-
70 years old. She's not doing those things anymore, but she can do it. She's fully capable.
Yeah, so I get it. She's the one that basically runs
Yeah.
and picks everybody to do everything. I get it.
Right. I cannot do those things, what she can do.
And you said she was a godly woman. that made me think, has your faith, the strength or the weakness changed since you came here from the time you were 25?
When I was 25, I was a little wild, but after that, slowly with the time, yes, my heart was towards the Allah, towards the God, from the very beginning. When I get a chance, yes, I pray to the Almighty all the time. Yeah.
Did you find outlets for that? Meaning that I was in Detroit not too long ago, and I was in happened to spend a little time in a small town called Hamtramck.
Yes.
Very large Muslim Yemeni population.
Yeah.
And many mosques.
Many mosques. Yeah.
And they had called a prayer. I think it's in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or maybe just. I know I remember in the morning, it used to wake me up, and I know it's in the evening. They pick a time, but I can't imagine when you first came here that those opportunities were there for you. And so, if you came from a Muslim country, you came here, I would think you practicing your faith would have been a little harder here than it would have been back there. And I was wondering if you moved away from your faith, not because you wanted to, just because of happenstance.
Yes.
And then as you're getting on later in life, you're moving back towards it, or how that actually happened, or if it never changed.
No, like you said, in the beginning, yes, I moved from there and then slowly go back, because that's what actually I wanted. And then when I married, my wife was more stronger than me, so she kept it going. And we basically both help each other towards this.
Was your wife Muslim before you met her?
Before we married, she became a Muslim. 40 years ago, she went to the mosque in Corona and she embraces Islam.
But that's a result of being introduced to it by you, right? Or
yes.
Was it a requirement before the marriage?
No, it was me that I don't want to marry out of my religion.
Right, so before you could get married, she would have had to convert.
Right.
Okay.
So if she converted before, so she said I would. And I told her first go and read the Quran. I gave her the Quran. And when time comes that I cannot answer you, then I know that you have read the Quran. So there was a time came, she had a very hard question, which I have to go to the Mufti to answer. So I know she is studying. She studied better than me, the Quran. So then I get married with her, so that's it.
Was that ever a point of contention, or was she fully behind it?
No, she was behind it, but later on in life, you can say sickness or whatever, she get away. Then in Palm Coast, I bring her again back to the mosque, and she became a woman president here in the Palm Coast Mosque, So she did it her best, yes. She did it her best, but she had a lot of pressure, not me, because my 3 stepchildren, they are Christians, Even I think of them just like my daughter, and I love them like my daughter. I stay with them 40 years. Up till today, we love each other, and they all in the family, they call me Papa. Whether my children, whether my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, my name is Papa. So they know who they're talking about. So it's Papa.
How is the community here, Muslim community? I just got here not too long ago.
In Palm Coast?
Yeah.
We don't have that big community here. So the mosque which I went there are only 50 people there. There are more than that, but some of them are not ready to come to the mosque.
And is there just one mosque in Palm Coast?
Yes, one mosque. So, but there is another in St. Augustine in Daytona. So that mosque is the last 30 years, I think, that St. Augustine Mosque, and they don't have more than 100 people either. Yeah, so it did not grow.
And this one is, like you said, just 50 people.
Yeah, 50 people was regular on the Friday. But every regular day, it's a shame. Like last night, I was in the mosque, and we were 5 people in Isha. And now I went in Fajr, 5 o'clock, and there were 5 people. So people only come on Friday.
This is pretty common in a lot of places, though, right? There's a big fluctuation in between.
Like in New York, I was there, called a Hamza Masjid.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, they have to pray 3 times.
Right.
There is that many people. 3 prayers they held, and that masjid is bigger than this one, a lot bigger. A lot of people there. Westbury Masjid, they hold Jummah 2-3 times. But that's, huge mosque, yes.
Jacksonville does the same, has three showings. But what I'm saying is Fajr and Isha and some of the other praise Asr and so forth, they don't really have a high attendance. It's pretty common.
That's right. Masjids. Yes, that's right. They don't.
And the attendance could just be a matter of population, just a statistical. Like in New York, you probably have a lot more Muslim people in New York. Here, you probably have significantly less.
Yes, but also, like he said, over there also the regular days there is not that many. There are more than here. But they're living in hundreds of thousands Muslims, around there. According to that, the mosque barely filled,
Mm-hmm.
So there is.
Well, even in Christian church attendance over the last 40 years has plummeted. I just think time, what it costs to travel, children, work, people working long. This is not France where you get the whole month of August off. I don't know. It seemed to me that would be more expected than people attending church or mosque 3 to 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought. I'm not religious, so I wouldn't know. But I was just thinking.
I know my daughters. They call themselves religious, but I don't see them even once a month going to the church. But in the beginning when I came, they used to go. So I don't know what happened. Then again, among those sisters, they are different. One is Catholic, one is Protestant, so things like that. So I don't know.
So you have a lot of different different beliefs within your family, and you guys all
they
work
have
with that out.
Christian, Muslim, Jehovah's Witness.
Really?
Yeah, none.
Okay.
My mother-in-law, her sister is a nun. I used to have little argument with her, but with Jehovah's Witness used to come here in my home. They don't come anymore. I guess they get satisfied. They don't come anymore.
That should make Christmas pretty interesting.
Yeah. But one thing we kept it, respect highly. To respect each other. Don't go over the line. That I told them always. In the beginning they used to do, so I shut them down. So don't try me. So they're okay.
Christmas dinner at your daughter's place with the tree in the background, do you insist that everything is halal?
I eat halal. I never eat the other.
So they have to make something special for
you.
you?
They had to, no, I don't tell them, do you make any, like I said, I take it or I eat the vegetables. From years and years they know. They say, Papa, this is only little bit in it on the...
Okay.
Either you give me vegetable, I'm happy. So vegetable, that's what I do. That's what my daughter does, which lives with me now. Because she is Muslim. So my other 2 sons, they are Muslim, so nobody touches that.
Okay. Interesting. So, where do you see yourself in the future as far as, from here? You're just going to stay in Palm Coast, or are you thinking about going back to New York?
Well, my sister, my brother, they all are pushing me to come back there. You have better opportunities. Opportunities in a way that it's a democratic state, and you get lot more benefits. Benefit in a way, like my sister, now she have a cook which comes and cook the food, so she doesn't have to cook. She gets from the government. Here I don't get. I am sick, I have open heart surgery, I have 4 stents in my heart, I can't do it, but I still cannot get it. Over there, she said, you come in a week, I will get you the cook, which the government will pay them $20 to $22 an hour. They will come and cook your food and clean your home. So she have a worker for 5-6 days, which she tell one come and cook the food for 3 days for the whole week, and the other 3 days the other woman come and cleans the house.
And this is ongoing?
Ongoing, yes. And she doesn't pay them.
What are you doing here? I'd be on the next bus back to New York.
Yeah, my children.
But you said one of your kids is still up there.
One is there that he wants to come, and I'm trying to bring him here. So he's saying, no, I don't want to come.
So your family's in New York. One of your kids is in New York, 2 kids here, plus your other daughters.
Yes. Mostly are here.
So
now.
you got about 5 of your kids here.
Yeah.
So that's why you're kind of staying. It's because your kids?
Yes.
So you'd rather have the heat for the 3 to 4 months of the year here than the winter weather there for 4 to 5 months?
Yeah, winter, I'm not going to like it in New York because I know how it was. I used to shovel the snow to clean the driveway and clean this, and which I cannot do it now, So
here you just got to make sure the air conditioning works.
Yeah. My son, he kept 69 lower air condition. That's the way he is. That's the way my daughter here also. So we have a fight at night. I put 76.
69 is a bit cold.
Yeah, and when she gets up, she go back.
That's what mine is. So
and the ceiling fan is going too with that. We have a fight, so I sleep with the blanket.
Yeah. And you can put layers on. They can't take layers off.
Yes.
So why don't you do like a snowbird thing? I mean, I can understand being here for maybe like, I don't know if you get a property tax benefit or not by staying here or not. But why not like 6 months here, 6 months and a day here, and then the rest of the time in New York? I
am thinking about it. I just came Sunday, so I'm going to speak with my children. I didn't have a chance yet. When I came, my back right now is locked.
Oh, okay.
So I can't bend, but it's okay. I'm working on it. And I'm going to speak with my other son, see what it is, For me, it's better there. Like if I get a cook and cleaning and everything, and also the pension is more. Cost of living is high there.
Mm-hmm.
Pension is more. I ask them, give me just an idea of how much is the difference. My sister said if you're getting $1,000 there, you will get $1,700 here.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but you have state tax there. It's probably a lot in the higher cost. It probably probably evens out in the end.
I don't know, but it is like they get more that, and they have more opportunities in a way. It's more help.
You mean more benefits?
Yeah, more benefits.
And probably, as you said, a bit more to do.
Yeah, lot more to do there.
Mm-hmm. Here, I've noticed everything's kind of spread out a bit.
Right.
Yeah, especially Palm Coast is more set up for
Family.
Yeah, residential. It's almost all completely residential from what I've seen from their tax brackets too. 90% of all taxes in Palm Coast are residential.
Residential, yes.
You need to fix that problem, which I think they are trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, over there is a lot of taxes in New York. People paying
They got to pay for all those benefits.
$20,000 a year tax.
Property tax?
Property tax in Long Island.
Someone's got to pay for that cook.
Families there, they're saying this is what it is.
Yeah, they got to pay for it.
Yeah, they got to pay for it. They rent properties like my sister. She She live herself in a smaller place, but she rent the houses,
Mm-hmm.
She cannot take care of the houses, basically. So she rented those.
Well, it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
It seems like your journey from Pakistan to the U.S. over the last 50 years has had its ups and downs. I just had two questions. One, would you say that the American dream, as it were, actually exists? Number one. And number two, if you had to do it all over again, if you could go back to being 24 in Pakistan, would you have made this journey, knowing exactly what you know right now? Not only the outcome of your life, but the outcome of the rest of your family that made the journey with you. Two questions, sorry.
Okay, yes. I love, the United States. I learned a lot of things from here. And my family enjoying the most, and they appreciate that. And I do appreciate. And the second thing you said, the
American dream.
American dream, yes. If I go back, no, I won't go back there. And under the circumstances, what I see, how the world changed, no, that is not a good place to live there anymore. United States is far more better place to live.
Okay, so knowing what you know now, and if you knew that when you're 24, you'd make the decision to leave Pakistan in the balance.
Yeah, at that time I made that decision to leave it. I think now it was a good decision. But at that time, no.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, so when we're young, we tend to not know a lot of things, right? We kind of learn those as we go through life and so forth. And you also got to recall that you have 3 kids because you came to America. You married somebody that you loved and spent a good time of your life with. America's been good to you, you'd say? You agree with that?
America was good, yes. I can't complain, but I learned through the life with hardship and,
I think everyone gets a little point in their life where they have hardship. Yours might be a little bit harder in some cases. But you got to remember that your hardship paid for your family to have stuff,
right.
To have the opportunities they had. Without that sacrifice that you made, they wouldn't be where they are today, right?
Right.
They'd be in Pakistan, which is much worse off.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're having our troubles here in America as well. Economy's not what it was. It's been changing quite rapidly as well. But, we all put forth that effort and so forth. Just like you said, there's some benefits in New York and so forth. But somebody has to pay those taxes in order for those benefits to exist.
That's true.
You paid those taxes for your family to have the opportunities they have. They have that potential. Do they have any kids?
Yes, my brother have 2 kids. My sister have 1 kid.
So one person's sacrifice not only affected their 2 offspring or their siblings, but also all those kids there, your grandkids, your kids,
right. And
so forth.
And my mother lived here for 30 years.
See? So a lot of people benefited from your going out there and taking on all those challenges to make it here. And it wasn't an easy journey.
No.
So you should definitely, look back on that and think about all that effort that you made. It benefited a lot of people. And I think people should also consider that when they're making decisions as well. It's not just always about ourselves and what we get out of it, but also who benefits from the actions that we take and how that affects other people in our family or close to us and so forth. I think if we look at like Japanese society in general, they look at how it affects other people and their society and stuff, what their actions are. And I think this is in some ways a good trait and so forth. I think that America's kind of like individualism is kind of one of the baddest traits that we have because everyone's worried about themselves. And they kind of don't look at how it affects other people. I would like to see kind of a balance. I would hope that if we had a balance, it would be a little bit better in that aspect. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay. So what do you think of America? Like you said, the American dream and so forth used to be anybody could come here and have a good life.
Yes, they can have a good life. The only thing I don't like when the people go back and they tell them, like they show them that the money is growing with trees.
So it's not as good as they say.
Yes, it's not as good as they say. And then those people are paying for a visa, I heard. Just recently I heard they're paying it like 1 crore rupees. I don't know how much is a dollar, 100,000, I don't know. 100,000 to get a visa.
Wow.
And they don't know that they're going to make it that much to pay back that. And then after that, they will save whatever they save, you know.
Yeah, that return on investment doesn't sound like a
They're
good opportunity.
paying a lot of money to get here and a lot of hardship to get here. I think it is wrong that people should explain them. Yes, America is a dream. You can make it good, but you have to work hard.
Yes. I
The
agree with
money
that.
does not grow on trees, you know, but nobody tells, everybody go and show off, you know, or people see it, oh, he have 2 houses, 3 houses in Pakistan, you know, have a servants, maids, drivers. So they say, of course, he bring from there, you know, so this is what going on right now.
Yeah, I've kind of seen that in other places as well. So it kind of goes around like that. I think that our purchasing power in the United States is pretty poor compared to other countries I've been to. I think that there's a lot of things that could be done better in America. Unfortunately, we have a lot of focus outside of America instead of in America. But there is still opportunity, and there's still some really good things in America that hopefully will continue, and some of the things that are wrong will be addressed. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate your story. And I want to thank you again. I hope you have a
Thank you
wonderful
very
day.
much for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.